Hello, folks. This is Kennymotown's grumpy old neighbor, and I'm the official announcer of the Kennymotown show, as you all know. So, without further ado, I think we better get this show going. It's gonna be a good one. So, here you go. Here's Kennymotown. Enjoy the show, everybody. It's in HD. Don't forget.
Hello, folks. Welcome to the ninth episode of the Kennymotown show. First up, I'd just like to say to my friends out there on the East Coast that survived this Irene hurricane. Thankfully, it dropped down to just below a Hurricane Force 1 level, and most of you, from what I've understood, dealt with a little bit of flooding, and I hope everybody's okay. I heard JanforGore, she's doing fine. She made a little film about what was going on. Ziggy apparently was bailing water for a little while, but he's doing okay. Arthur Dent apparently is a true hero. Worked 2 18-hour shifts on call from what it is he does. And Wiley Wombat, sounds like you're okay. I'm kind of worried about Joy from EdJoyproductions. Nobody's heard from her. I guess she lives over on Staten Island, but she was in communications a day ago. Hopefully she's doing fine. And to continue on with this first segment, kind of a closely related issue this week. Apparently FEMA is almost out of money, and due to mounting disasters all year. And of course, Republican Eric Cantor decides to play politics with the issue and says we can't afford any disaster relief money unless we cut something from the budget. What a guy, huh? He's a real joke. And apparently Ron Paul said almost the same thing. And other stuff, John McCain promised to help the Libyan dictator Muammar Gaddafi obtain military equipment in 2009. Apparently he had a vision Gaddafi may need it. Well, we know what side of the fence McCain's on. He's on the warmongering side. Him and his fellow Joe Lieberman and Lindsey Graham were all in on the supposed supplying Gaddafi mission. And how about those Republican House members that have been, all about town home meetings and displaying the displeasure in Washington last year with the teabaggers, but apparently about 85% of them are not conducting any meetings this August. The outrage is against them for wanting to or voting for cutting Medicare when they voted for Paul Ryan's budget bill. Tables are turned now. Apparently they're not speaking to their base as voting people that would show up at any town meeting. So we know where they stand. And also on a little bit lighter note, apparently Steve Jobs, the CEO from Apple, is calling it quits. He's announced his retirement. Shoot, just when we needed jobs, Steve Jobs quits. Well, that's about it on this segment. Hopefully we can have some real interesting topics for today's show. We may be a day or two late in getting this going. Ziggy is going to be hard at work putting this together when he has a chance. Apparently he had to move all of his electronic equipment, so hopefully he'll move it back into place. And I did talk to him a little while ago, and he seems to have weathered the storm. He had to put in some bailing water time into the basement. So good luck on that, Ziggy. Everybody's with you on that. I'm glad everybody's safe, and we'll continue with the rest of the show here in a few minutes. Thank you.
Hello, Earthlings. We have come to Kennymotown show to welcome the UFO segment. We did bring life to your planet. You are our children. I hope you are going to clean up your planet before we have to come back and clean it up for you. What is wrong with you? Take care of your planet. I cannot believe that you are doing this. What is your problem? You better get it together real fast. Clean your planet.
Hello folks, welcome back. Last week touched on the subject of UFOs and how we're going to make a regular segment on the show. Some of the strongest evidence cases that have been brought to light over the last few years were aired on the History Channel in a special episode that they had this week, just a few days ago. And some of the best documented cases on file from 1986, the Japanese airline pilot that was flying a 747 over Alaska was tailed by a huge UFO over a mile long with little ships darting in and out of the mothership and rather close proximity to his aircraft. He notified the ground radar. Ground radar also noticed the object on the radar screen and told him to take evasive maneuver by doing a 360-degree turn. And the UFO stayed with the 747, keeping its safe distance closely by, but it moved at the same time the ship did as his 747 did. That one has been blown off, but the pilot, who's since lost his job for standing by what he saw, explains a lot that a lot of forces work against people who try to declare that they've seen UFOs, especially professional pilots, military, police, you name it. They don't get much support, and that goes all the way up to the CIA and their original efforts starting in late 40s and early 50s. They have been trying to discount people who make UFO stories come to light. They try to discount their actual status and try to make them out to be goofy people, funny people, but people, serious people. And one of the cases in the show that was brought out was former Governor Fife Symington, who used to be the governor of Arizona during the 1997 Phoenix Light Show. Apparently, thousands of witnesses viewed a craft a mile wide flying slowly without sound over the Phoenix area. They tried to cover it up with flares on a later mission about an hour and a half after that. The Air Force was in on the cover-up, saying it was flares that everybody saw, but that was an hour and a half after everybody had seen this ship, including Fife Symington, the governor, who at the press conference he held a few days later to try and quell the uproar by all the people, the thousands of people that viewed this UFO, he brought out a handcuffed alien to kind of mock the people that had actually witnessed this event. Well, it turns out he's changed his tune on that, and in the show of the History Channel this week, Fife Symington even said he saw the vehicle that flew over his head when he went out for a ride to see exactly what all the calls were about. The object was indeed over a mile wide with 4 lights. And he's now come forward, so that gives some credibility to UFO witnesses. A former government official, a governor to be exact, of Arizona, has claimed it was real. And this is just typical U.S. government ways of handling UFOs. They're obviously, their airspace, our airspace, has been being constantly violated by UFOs, something that they were probably not able to shoot down or identify, or maybe they're in cahoots with them. We haven't a clue, but as soon as disclosure comes out, I think the world will be a better place. As soon as we know there are other life forms visiting our planet and possibly have sowed the seeds of humanity here on this planet, and we're just a project they're working on and continually come back to check our progress. I do believe the CIA is basically responsible for all of this discounting of UFOs, so it goes even as far back as, well, you know, the supermarket rags you see at the check stand when you're checking out. The National Enquirer was bought by a former CIA official who was in charge of disinformation and other things like that. So most of the stories and covers that you see on National Enquirer and the copycat rags that sit on the magazine stands at the supermarket are always making hilarious recommendations that UFOs are funny, to be laughed at. People who see them are funny. They're supposed to be laughed at. We're not supposed to take them serious, but I think it's high time we take them serious. And hopefully we'll have a little bit more on UFOs in this show. It's a subject that I think everybody's interested in, and we're going to be bringing it to you every week, at least one episode. Thanks for watching.
Howdy folks, this is Cletusmotown again. I ain't been on the show for an episode or so, but I think I needed to step in here and tell you about my UFO experience. I touched on it briefly when I was doing that Cowboy and Aliens movie review a couple weeks ago, but I think you really need to think about it real seriously, because I tell you, them aliens, they weren't too friendly to me, at least as what I remember anyway. They took me aboard their ship, and I tell you, it was kind of painful, but they tried to erase the memory of it, but for some reason I still remember some of it. But I could tell that they were friendly people. Well, I think they look a lot like us. From what I could tell, they had some gray people working on me, but once in the background, they looked like us. But they told me mental telepathy-wise that they sent us here to populate this planet and see how far our species could develop. And I kind of believe them, but I don't know what else to say. But I'm kind of glad my brother Kennymotown bringing out a little bit more about the aliens, because the UFOs, they're real. I'll tell you, they're real. I've seen them. I've been aboard their ships, and weren't too happy about it, but I guess they got to do what they got to do, or some kind of experiment, human hybrid, and we're ways into it already, but apparently they're not liking a whole lot of things we're doing to the planet, so I'm trying to do my best to clean up my ranch, so they don't come back and do whatever they did to me. And I didn't particularly care for them, but other than that, I'd sure like another ride on that UFO. That was kind of fun. But from what I remember, they're real people. They're not as friendly as you'd think they'd be, but they're real. Well, anyway, that's about it. That's all I gotta say.
Hi everybody, this is Jan, and Kenny Motown wanted me to make a comment for his show, so I decided that I agreed that I would do that. And of course, anybody who knows what I post here knows that I post about the environment, so obviously my comment is going to be about the environment, but it's not anything in particular, it's something in general, and it's what I feel has become rampant throughout our entire world, and that is that we have moved, specifically in this country, we have moved away from nature. And I think by doing that, we've almost become desensitized to the crises that we face in the environment. Climate change being one of them, biodistress, and pollution definitely being another one. There was a great video put up by Progressive yesterday regarding our oceans of poison. And then I also had done a film yesterday on what Hurricane Irene had done to blow all this garbage up from the bay onto the park and to the grass. We are drowning in plastic, we're drowning in garbage, we're not taking care of our waterways, we're pumping pollutants and greenhouse gases into the air, and we are seeing now the effects of our pollution and our toxification and what we're doing to the climate. And I think that's a very big wake-up call for humanity in general. And I think large part of it is that we are not communing with nature like we used to. I mean, when I was a kid, I used to always be outside. I used to always be either on my uncle's farm or on my backyard, growing something, doing something, and it became a part of me, and I learned to respect nature, and that was why when I saw a problem, I worked faster to address it, because I know that that problem affects my life. And I think we've become so moved away from it. And I think that's one of the big things we need to do to get back to where we look at problems in the environment and we solve them in a timely manner, and that we have that will to do it because we respect it so much, and that we know that by doing that, by taking care of the environment, we take care of ourselves. So that's my big comment in general on the environment, that encompasses so many things. And also the disconnect that we have between the environment and our food, the environment and our economy, the environment and our jobs. To separate all of that, I think, is detrimental to us as a whole. So hopefully, supposedly 2012 is going to be a big year. Some kind of worldwide collective metamorphosis is hopefully will happen. I really hope that's going to happen, because from what I'm reading, we're not doing such a good job right now with the planet. And I think once we learn to respect the planet, we learn to respect ourselves. Okay, so that's my comment. Alright, I just have one more thing to mention for Kenny Motown show. A couple of shows ago, they started showing Betty Boop cartoons at the end. And I had made a comment that when I was a younger woman, I did a pretty good impression of her singing. And that comment brought a comment from Kenny to say to me, when I was doing this comment, that he would like to see a demonstration of that. And I'll tell you, I was really debating whether or not to do that, because, well, let's face it, I mean, I have a reputation to uphold, you know. But also, I thought about it and said, you know what? Alright, whatever. I'm going to do it because, well, this is Kenny Motown's show and I want to make him happy. But just remember, I haven't done this in 30 years and it's going to be kind of fast, so catch it while you can, because you'll never see this in public again. Alright. This is my rendition of Betty Boop doing I Want to Be Loved by You, a couple of little verses, really fast. Alright, wait a second. Okay, alright, here we go. I wanna be loved by you, just you, and nobody else but you. I wanna be loved by you alone. Bop bop be doo. I wanna be kissed by you, just you, and nobody else will do. I wanna be loved by you alone. Shoo-boop-be-doo. Okay, like I said, I haven't done that in a while. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it's better, you know, hey, at least you got something, alright? And I know I'm never going to ever live this down, but that's okay. So there you go, Kenny. That's my comment. You got your Betty Boop. Looking forward to the cartoon. Thanks very much for leaving a comment here. And please, let's try to take better care of our planet so we can take better care of each other. Thanks, Kenny. Bye.
Hello, this is Embaldo. I am now in HD. I hope you like the scary show I am bringing you right now. The Kennymotown show tried to keep me away from HD, but now I am in HD. What do you got to say about that, Kennymotown? At any rate, there's another reason why I have showed up today, and that is because I'm in HD, and also I think my friend Pat Robertson, you know, he has an ear to God, and he was saying the crack in the Washington Monument and the earthquake earlier last week was a sign from God. He is so funny. We know who's whispering in his ear, and it is not the God, but he likes to pretend. You know, he gets a lot of money from idiots, but that's okay. He gets our message out. We appreciate Pat Robinson, whatever his name is. He's a crazy guy. But anyway, how do you like me in HD? Please let us know if you like the show in Embaldo on HD. See you later, Kennymotown.
I believe that gay marriage should be legalized. I believe this because it's not only the right thing to do, but because the current system simply violates the civil rights of gay citizens. In order to appeal to the people that generally oppose gay marriage, I will submit the following. Gay weddings. There is no greater economic stimulus than the jobs that would be created when gay men start planning weddings with budgets that would rival a Broadway show. More weddings mean more jobs, plain and simple. More weddings also mean more divorces. More divorces mean more lawyers mean more jobs. Do you really want to ban something that would create more jobs, conservatives? Another argument that I've heard and that I find absurd is the proposition that gay couples will destroy the American family and will be detrimental to children. The idea of a two-parent heterosexual American family is an outdated fantasy. The reality is, statistically, about 30% of children of a heterosexual relationship will wind up in a single-parent household. The reality is that a loving household, no matter who heads it, is better than some situations that children must endure. The people that make the argument that gay people cannot make good parents seem to be unable to comprehend that there are over 100,000 children in the United States alone that are lingering in foster homes, group homes, and facilities. There is no question that a loving gay parent home is better than a foster home, group home, or a facility. And there is also no question that some people should never be allowed to have children, but they do anyway. It has nothing to do with sexual preference. Limiting the opportunities of any child to have a safe, loving home because of prejudice is wrong. The final argument that needs to be addressed is religious belief. The simple response is separation of church and state. However, the biggest opponents of this issue, the Christians that state that homosexuality is forbidden in the Bible, would then have to start adhering to some of the other little items that are in the Bible. When a man strikes his male or female slave with a rod so hard that that slave dies under his hand, he shall be punished. If, however, the slave survives a day or two, he will not be punished, since the slave is his own property. Exodus 21:20-21. You must kill those who worship another god. Exodus 22:20. Don't associate with non-Christians. Don't receive them into your home or even exchange greetings with them. John 1:10. Shun those who disagree with your religious views. Romans 16:17. Paul, knowing that their faith would crumble if subjected to free and critical inquiry, tells his followers to avoid philosophy. Colossians 2:8. If a man commits adultery with another man's wife, both the man and the woman must be put to death. Leviticus 20:10. But if this charge is true that she wasn't a virgin on her wedding night, and evidence of the girl's virginity is not found, they shall bring the girl to the entrance of her father's house, and there her townsmen shall stone her to death, because she committed a crime against Israel by her unchasteness in her father's house. Thus shall you purge the evil from your midst. Deuteronomy 22:20-21. I can quote the Bible too. But if you insist on ignoring your own rules, then I'm going to have to insist on ignoring anything that you have to say about homosexuality based on a book written by men who thought the world was flat. Here is a quote that I enjoy and actually has some bearing on how laws are established. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. This is from the Constitution, and I think this just about covers how your argument may be appropriate for your church, but has no place in a process by which laws are created. I'm Joy of EdJoyproductions, and this is what I believe. Thanks for listening.
Do not try to control or adjust your TV. This is Embaldo. We are in control. I hope you can appreciate the fact that you have no control anymore. Embaldo is in control. Look into the ball! Remember, Embaldo is in charge. Enjoy while you can. It's party time. This is my party ball. I'm in HD now. How about that? I'm in HD. Can you believe it? Can you see where this is going? Enjoy.
Hello, this is Kennymotown, grumpy old neighbor. I got a special comment on this show right now because Embaldo is really pissing me off. I want to lean in his ear like Andy Carr did in Bush's ear when them attacks on 9/11 were going on, and I want to yell at him in his ear and say, another damn Texan is trying to become president. America is under attack. Again, from another Texan. Embaldo, this power or spell you put on America will not stand. Your time is up. People like you are killing the country. God damn it. You're pissing me off. You can either choose to be stupid and listen to Embaldo, or get this country kick-started in the right direction. Hell, I've been a veteran of Korea and Vietnam, and you know what? I can tell when a war is phony baloney right from the get-go, especially when they give tax cuts to the rich when we're at war. What the hell kind of bullshit is that? Anyway, this Republican obstruction everywhere you turn will not stand, will not be tolerated. Tax the hell out of the rich. And the 400 people that have more wealth than the 160 million Americans. What the hell is up with that? Stop this damn tax cut bullshit. I'm getting really pissed off on Baldo, and you know what? I brought me something special to show you that I mean business, you son of a bitch. I tell you what, up yours, Embaldo. Even an old fart like me knows who the enemy is. And it ain't god dang Al-Qaeda. He's dead. They killed Bin Laden. The president done killed him. What the hell's going on with America? I'm sick and tired of this bullshit. Tax the hell out of them damn motherfuckers on the god dang rich side. They deserve it. Hell, they're the only ones profiting. 400 Americans. That's obscene. Totally obscene. Embaldo, I'm coming after you. You come sneaking on the Kennymotown show again. I swear to God I'll get your ass. Anyway, that's about it. Sorry I got so upset, but that's the way it goes. You know, when you're a grumpy old man like me. Catch you later.
Hello, folks. This is Cletusmotown. I just thought I'd come on over. I got a chaw in right now. Anyway, that's how I do it. Just thought I'd let you know, I was talking about that Rick Perry the other night, and I think I need to make it perfectly clear that guy, he's kind of a strange feller. He'd been our governor for a while, and I tell you, he's got some problem about homosexuals. You know, I got a couple of cows in there, homosexuals, I can tell. But, you know, they get along with all the rest of the herd. They're not a problem for me, and you know what's really good? Them homosexuals taste just exactly like the other cows, so I don't see no difference. Them cows, they growed up, and they're fine. You know, they kind of go off on their own little herd there, but I got homosexual cows. I ain't afraid to admit that, but they're no different than the other cows. And I can tell they eat grass and hay and drink water, and they grill up real nice into a steak and a hamburger. I'll tell you that. There ain't nothing wrong with them cows, I'll tell you. I Rick Perry, I wouldn't trust him as far as you could throw him. That's a dang sure. Dagnabbit, that guy, he just pisses me off all the time, and think he's trying to be president. I can't believe it. Oh man, I tell you, there's some shit coming out on him on the internet. I believe every word of it too, because I seen him. I seen that guy. He's a pretty strange feller, but yeah, he just keep coming out. He'll shoot himself in the foot. He ain't that good with the gun either, from what I hear. Let alone riding in a horse. I heard he fell off a couple of times, but anyway, that's about it. That's all I got to say, and I sure hope you enjoyed this episode of the Kennymotown show, and thanks for letting me back on, Kenny. I appreciate it, and back to you. Bye.
One gray morning I became a Christian, but I am gay. went down to Florida to see men dressed as women because I am gay. Now I am the governor of Texas, so I pretend I'm straight. But I'll suck a cock, oh lordy, I'll suck all day. When my life is finally gone and over, you'll know I'm gay. Spend my time in the closet because I'm gay. I'm just glad the right thinks it's okay to pray my gay away. All that money went to the institution so I can get paid. But I'll persecute, oh lordy, all of the gays. Even if I am a homo, I'll pretend I'm straight. If I want the presidency, I'll pretend I'm straight. But I'll suck a cock, oh lordy, I'll suck all day. Yeah, one gray morning I became a Christian and I'm gay. Now I am the governor of Texas, so I pretend I'm straight. Thank you. Hey folks, and welcome to Cooking with Legion. Today we have special guest, Governor Krispy Kreme.
Hello, folks. Now, last week, we learned to properly cook sausage using the Hellspawn 28 meat grinder. This week, I feel like donuts. So I will demonstrate the proper usage and technique of the Hell Fry 38,000. Now the first thing you need to do is choose a choice victim. I mean victim. The second thing to do, you must make sure that the person has plenty of body fat to go into the grease, since the magic activates this grease to turn the man or woman into an edible food substance.
And now for the cheesy song.
Well, of course there's going to be a song. I'll do me a donut so tasty and sweet. Hard to believe that it used to be meat. Left up your sugar and powder the head. Soon we will feast on the newly dead.
You damn liberals.
First into the hellfire and grease like a pig.
That hurt.
Even the clothing, it tastes like a fig. So doughy and round, you're an excellent meal. Come now with coffee, the donut to kill. Slice it on up and we'll soon have our fill.
I give that a 4.
About a 5, right?
No. Well, folks, I guess while that's cooking, here's a short message from our sponsors.
Hello and welcome to the annual Republican Games. Here we have the best of the best.
Well, we have to find out
battle it out for the primary election.
It's all part
Behold,
of the plan.
in this corner, Governor of Texas,
the plan of
Rick Perry, and in the other corner,
why do you think I asked you?
Congresswoman from Minnesota, Michelle Bachmann.
Which would be?
Both have chosen as their weapons a giant sausage
I prefer fear
on a
first. That's
stick.
just me.
Hey folks, I couldn't help wondering what the hell was with recent sausage eating Michelle and Rick. So I got my inside man to get me to one of the private Republican rituals.
silence. What and who are you whispering to?
Nothing to nobody, man.
You better not be. You wouldn't believe the strings I had to pull to get a known freethinker in here. If he find out I brought in an agent of love, he will put me in the Hellspawn 28 meat grinder and make me into the fighting sausage. By the way, I ate the last of Charles, so we need to go on a roast run.
Greetings, Kenny, and all you folks here at msjnews.net as well as current.com. KB723 here, wanting to post another question, and this week I'm wondering about religion. I've always been very curious to find out why it is that we demand that the President of the United States be Christian. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I myself was raised Catholic, and I don't particularly practice religion these days. I know that many do, but I just can't seem to find that midway point as to why it is that we demand the President of the United States be Christian when we do not reflect the same values upon any other of our elected officials, or perhaps we do. I could be very wrong. I could be quite right. I'm not sure. It's just something that really draws my curiosity about the elections, where this country's headed. Who is it that we really deem as leaders? And who is it that we deem as the enemy? I don't believe in religion, so I'm very lost on this issue. I hope that a lot of you folks may spend a few moments to give your ideas, interpretations as to why we read things these ways, and what perchance we might be able to do down the road to change it. As always, wish all of you folks the best. Cheers. Best wishes, and take care of your friends, your family, and your loved ones. I hope to talk to you folks again. Peace. I meant peace.
Well, thanks, KB723, for the question. Religion. Why do we demand it of our presidential candidates? That's a good question, and it's not just any religion. It seems to be the Christian religion that we have to have a worthy candidate for the office. I think a lot of it is the media. I mean, it's part of the psychological profile of what America is supposed to be all about, and it's high time that we ditch that prerequisite that you must be a God-fearing man if you're going to be president of this here United States. I remember all the way back to the days of Kennedy. When he was elected president, there was a real big stink about him being a Catholic. Now, stop and think about that. That's pretty bizarre in itself. But it was a foot in the door of the way things have been this last decade or so. I remember when George Bush, he's the guy that listened to God, talked to God, and you look at the numerous Republican candidates now that have talked to God, and he tells them to run. This country's gone nuts, religiously nuts. Our justified war right now to them is the fact that we're fighting the Muslim. It's the undertow of what's not being said, and it's quite a mess. My favorite belief, of course, is UFOs and aliens, and you know that from my shows and my previous posts that I've made. But I would sure love to see an alien disclosure project come out full force. That would shoot the shit out of damn religion. Finally, once and for all, stick a nail in that vampire's heart. It's incredible to me. population is, there's a huge amount of people that go to church. There's a whole bunch of born-again Christians. That's just an excuse for appeasing their own self-worth. They've made mistakes in their path, and they're not, they want to have the forgiveness of God. It's kind of like going to an AA meeting, and all of a sudden now it's interjected into our politics to the extreme point that it's totally forgotten the Constitution. You don't have to be a religious person to run for president, according to our founding fathers, who were not majority Christian, as a lot of people have been brainwashed to think they're deists. But anyway, thanks, KB. I hope that answers your question. It's something that we're all going to have to kick around, and let's hope we get that alien disclosure. Then all of a sudden, religion becomes a thing of the past, unless you're a religion that happens to believe that we were seeded on this planet by the aliens, and that would be a good religion to believe in, wouldn't it? Well, at any rate, that's it. Thanks, KB, for the question.
Everything's all right so far.
Would you like to go? Oh, take it away, take it away.
Yeah, but those passengers sure are nervous. I'd give $1 million to hear a good jazz band right now.
Try 742.
Contact, spin him around. Contact, leaving the ground. Contact, here for the gun. Put her nose in the wind, head for the sun. Give me the open sky, give me a ship to fly, steady and strong.
Who is he?
Zooming along.
What a marvelous voice.
Give me a wind that sings between two wings, making a song, rushing along. Let it be clear or cloudy weather, my crate and I together.
Fire! Let's go to the sky! control the system. Yes, sir.
Hello folks, just want to say thanks again to all the hard work Ziggy does on the show, and thank you all for watching this week's show. And remember, as I try to say at every sign off of each episode, remember we're all in this together. Take care of each other. Thanks for watching.